Good morning, Andrea Pinkney-Walker here to discuss week one's video journal entry. Have you ever been a participant in a group therapy session? And I can say no, that I have not. I've never even been to therapy. Um, the closest thing I've come to therapy is talking to, I went to see a counselor to try to get a doctor's note when my husband was working really far, so he wasn't able to come home, and my apartments wouldn't allow me to have my dog, so I needed to get a doctor's note. Um, she did decline me and tell me that I was being too dependent on the dogs and my husband, but I just told her I felt more safe with my dog living with me since I was living by myself. But that's the furthest I've been into counseling, surprisingly, since I chose this field. But I would imagine that a group counseling session would be fun. My friend who's a school counselor, she does counseling and group counseling for her students. And some examples that she has had given me is like sometimes she'll do um, counseling. She's done counseling for girls who um, did not like each other, have been in physical altercations with each other, and she was able to get them to actually hug by the end of the group counseling. So the impressions that I have gotten of group counseling have been great. She says she loves doing her group counseling. I would imagine if I did like a group counseling or group therapy session that it can help get the other students engaged. Sometimes a student may not want to talk to you, but then like they may see someone else has something in common with them, and a lot of times people do want to chime in, but it's kind of like a domino effect. You need the first person to say something, and I would imagine that group counseling kind of runs itself, and you're just a facilitator of it. Uh, you may have to keep the group in line of where the conversation should be going because it probably can get off subject just like most group conversations or anything like that. Like you go to a training and people start asking questions or discussing things that are not specific to what we should be talking about. So I can see it getting off track, but I can see students actually benefiting from group counseling. Ideal group counseling that I would like to see is students that have different beliefs on a certain or a particular thing, or they think that they don't have something in common with someone else, and then you can have a group counseling and they could see that they're more alike than they thought. And this could bring different people together, whether it be race, religion, sex, even though I know in school you don't really discuss religion, but you know, a lot of people can see that they're not so different from each other just simply off of having a group counseling. Um, well, that's my interpretation for the week. Have a good week.